Hello, good morning. I wanted to jump on a live on Facebook and it's also going out to YouTube. I really haven't been on Facebook in a long time. And I was speaking with a woman the other week and it was like, I've got this group of people here on my Facebook and I just need to be more intentional of engaging and sharing. And there is this community I'm wanting to foster it. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to go live. I want to reconnect. And there's some really interesting reoccurring topics for women that keep coming up. And so today I just wanted to come on a live to talk about money, investing, making money work for you. And there's this whole kind of connotation, or there's this stigma. It's very taboo for women to generally talk about money, how they're making money, how to make money work for them. And it shouldn't be this way. Money should not be a conversation that we shy away from. Money should not be a conversation that makes us feel horrible or even inadequate. And yet so many people, especially women, do feel that way because they don't really understand the language of money. They don't understand how to make money work for them. And I want to change that because financial empowerment is at the core, it's everything. If you are one of those people that says you want to have more freedom in your life or financial freedom, that means you have to understand the principles of money, principles of investing. You need to be able to understand there's a whole language around money. And if you don't know that language, then you're not going to be able to understand an opportunity in front of you, possibly a deal in front of you, or even how you could maybe even get screwed, in something, whether it's through your banker or a financial planner, just because you don't know what you don't know. And so, I wanted to kind of ask the question today, what is your relationship with money? And most people go, well, I make money and I pay my bills, but they don't have this like close interaction. So like, think of money as you would a friend. You spend time with that new person. You want to get to know them. You ask questions about them. You really understand who they are and you build a relationship. Some are more at a distance, some become more intimate. And so money is no different. And you might have heard some of these terms before, but there are people that their cycles around money is a feast and famine, meaning they know how to make a lot of money and bring in a lot of money, but then as quickly kind of as it comes in, it gets spent and it all disappears. Other people have an idea that money is evil and that to be rich is greedy. And therefore they carry around this scarcity mindset and they don't want to get it. And if they do get it, they get rid of it. So you're in this constant state of scarcity and essentially like poverty. That's kind of like, the living paycheck to paycheck as well. And so, a lot of people have never really considered like, what is actually my relationship with money? How do I feel about money? And a lot of us are predisposed and have a precondition around finances by our upbringing. So looking at your parents, you might have had two parents in a household, maybe you had one, you might have not even had any. And there's going to be conditioning around what you had versus what you didn't have growing up. And your thought process around money is going to be conditioned with that. And so even today, you have embedded in you these, what we call like ancestral or generational ideologies around money that condition your current state that you're in around money. And so taking a look at that first and going, okay, like what is actually my relationship with money? And how do I start to change that? Questions are so, so powerful. And actually, if you saw my stories yesterday, I spoke about this, that if you want a better life, if you want more out of life, you need to start asking better questions. And so when you ask better questions, you then are searching for better results, for better answers. And our questions are what we end up focusing on, and it guides us into the reality that we live. And so I encourage you to just start asking questions around money and sit with that and go, do you get money and then it disappears? Are you one of these people that you don't think that you should have any money at all? If you do get money, are you a hoarder? Like, you're afraid to spend it. You want to save it. You don't want to touch it. You don't want to give it away. Like, what is the dynamic around money? And one of the biggest things I also see with especially like with women, if you're in relationship with a partner, oftentimes it's really challenging for especially like a woman and man to be able to have financial conversations. And I see this all the time, especially in real estate. For those of you guys that don't know me, I should say my name is Shane Vidiata, halfway through. And I'm in real estate. And so I've been in the real estate industry for 15 years. And I have seen this countless times and time again, where women have zero understanding of money, even bills, like what is getting paid. I'll give you a few examples. So about a few weeks ago, I went to go do a listing presentation at a home, and I went to go do a walkthrough in order to do the evaluation. So I was asking questions about the house, and they had lived in the home for about 20 years. And I asked the wife, because she was the one giving me the tour, I said, is your hot water tank rented or owned? And she looked at me and she goes, I don't actually know that. I'm like, okay. And that is just one example of, you either own it and you don't have a bill, or you are paying a monthly rental fee for a hot water tank and you've been in this house for 20 years and you do not know. That right there gave me insights onto not just like who's managing the finances in the family, but her understanding of finances. And it is completely okay to have one person in the household be the keeper, be the one who's handling the finances, but your partner should have knowledge and should be contributing to the financial conversation happening in the family, and have an understanding of what money is coming in, how money is going out, why it's going out, where it's going out, and also like passwords. I have another friend who, her husband went into cardiac arrest. And it was around that time where she was like, oh my God, I know nothing about our finances. I don't know how to get into the bank accounts. I don't know how to get into like the passwords for the bills. And all of this stuff is really, really extremely important. Another common thing I see is women usually in about like their 50s, where they're going through a divorce. And when I've been helping them look for a new home, we are having so many conversations around, how do I rebuild my life? Because I didn't take care of the finances. So I don't know how to, simple things. I don't know how to budget. I don't know how to invest. I don't understand the language around money. I don't understand how to make money work for me. I don't know how to do things beyond trading my time for money. And that's where you start to build actual wealth. When you can stop trading your time for money, and you can start creating multiple sources of income as well. It's like the average millionaire and billionaire has 7 different streams of income. We grew up in a system that does not support building wealth. You don't learn this stuff in school. You don't learn it in school. You don't learn it in university. And the system is structured in such a way that you are going from, basically, call it like, 8 to 3 o'clock in school, and you're shifting to a 9 to 5 job. You have one job your whole life. You might get benefits. You work your way up either in the corporate ladder, you have a pension plan, and that's it. But you're confined to the system without building wealth outside of this conditioning process. So even that, like if you're an employee, there's nothing wrong with being an employee, but if you don't know how to make your money work for you, it's going to be very challenging for you to ever build wealth within a employee structure. If you don't understand tax strategy, if you don't understand investment strategies and how to start making your money work for you to start creating other revenue streams of income. And so this conversation with women that I have had over many, many years, and recently as well, the conversation just keeps coming up around, I'll give you another example. I had a woman who she's in her mid 50s, has already gone through a divorce, and she gets alimony, but she's wanting to rebuild her life right now. And she has zero credit to her name. Why? Because all of the credit cards were in her husband's name, and she was the supplementary card holder on all of that. So she wasn't establishing credit on the phone bills, the cell phone bills. She was on a family plan. He was the primary and she was on the family plan. So she was not establishing credit. So when you go to try to now apply for a mortgage loan to purchase something, or even if you're wanting to rent something, you don't have this established credit, and it makes it very, very challenging, and it becomes paralyzing for women at that stage of their life where they're trying to now reestablish themselves, but also now learning this whole world around finances that they've never had to pay attention to. And so the conversations I continue to have with women is, it is time to see women win. It is time to see women rise. It is time to see women build their own wealth. And again, this isn't like pro-female, anti-male, anti-partnership. I think that partnership is one of the most beautiful things that you can have, and especially when it's healthy within the household. And like I said earlier, you're a team. And so there's always a captain on the team, but if you don't have teammates and players on your team, there is no need for a captain, right? And so that essentially actually just becomes a dictatorship if there's only one person calling the shots. But as a team player, you contribute to the overall success of the team, still with the guidance of the captain, who is the leader. And so this is the approach that I share with women, is wanting to start to engage with their partners to say, what is going on with our finances? How much money do we have coming in? What's going out? Why is it going out? Where is it going? How are we using money? Do we have anything in investments? Do you just have money sitting in the bank where you could be making a lot more money or a better return on your finances if it wasn't sitting in a bank account? And so starting to have these conversations becomes very empowering for both people. I think men also want to feel very supported by their partners in all things, and finances is also one of those areas. And so I encourage you that if you have not started to have those conversations, to approach it from that like teammate perspective, and to just start having those conversations. So I think first step for so many women is just understanding your finances, like taking an audit on your financial situation and look at what do you have coming in and where is it going out. Understanding your relationship and how you feel about money so that you can acknowledge it, but then start to either heal past traumas, past conditionings, break generational or ancestral, I'm going to call it like chains, because we all are meant to thrive. We are meant to live in abundance and to enjoy, the fruit of our labors. And really, when you start to understand like money is energy. That's the currency, is energy. And when you start to learn how to basically manipulate money in a positive way to be able to make it work for you, the compound effect, how to call in more of it into your life, this is like where you start thriving. This is where you rise. This is where you start to win. And so this is like a huge thing for me. I don't know if you know me or you've known me for a long time. I have advocated for years for women and also children but I've advocated for women, for their freedom, for their rights. And if you don't have money, you can't have freedom. That I really believe that. And some people will say, yes, you can still be happy with like no money, but you are extremely restricted. You're confined to the resources that you have around you. Those are just the simple facts. And so in order to create true freedom in your life means you have to have an abundance and you have to have an overflow so that you're able to do basically what you want, when you want, how you want it, without any restrictions and any holdbacks. And so in July, I want to share this with you. In July, I am going to be putting together a money webinar, a financial kind of audit, if you will, to help you get acquainted with money, help you to start understanding the language of money, investments. And I would love, like my heart right now is I want to see so many women become investors, not just in their own lives, but also like in their businesses, in their households. And to be proud to like own that and say, yeah, I'm a female investor. I have stuff in the stock market. I have real estate. I'm investors in other businesses. I have multiple streams of income coming in, and that you understand the fluency of finance, the fluency of money. And so if you're interested in attending, I would love to have you. Like I said, it's going to drop in July, Wednesday, the 17th. And DM me the word, go over to Instagram and send me a DM, Shame Vidyata, and send me the word audit, AUDIT, audit. And I will send you a link to be able to get on the wait list so you can be first to know when registration opens up to be able to attend on Wednesday, the 17th. I would love to have you there. And we're going to go into this full like deep dive overview. I'm going to help you with some like systems and tools and charts. And we're just going to get really clear on what your relationship is, how you want to change that, what you would love your life to be like with finances. How do you start building and creating that wealth? And then also tools, different apps that like I use, different systems that I use in order to actually start creating this. And this is really the first step. So we're going to do an audit. We're going to take a dive in, and you're going to come out with a lot of clarity on what is happening. And we're going to paradigm shift a little bit so that you, my girl, my friend, can become an investor in your life and also your business. Okay. Great to hang out with you guys, and DM me the word audit on Instagram if you would like me to send you the registration link to get on the wait list. All right. Talk to you guys soon.